House on the Mic. You've got myself, Nikki, and today we've got the beautiful panel. And to my right, we've got
Funsho.
And Funsho's from, well, she's the founder of Minx Hair UK. You can see this luscious hair. Hopefully she's gonna gift me something. So make sure you do follow her, because I'm sure she's gonna have some sales on soon. If not, I will bug her until she does. And then to my left, we've got the lovely
Ibby.
And Ibby is co-founder of Hyphen London.
Yep.
So you guys do...
So Christian stationery and positive quotes and affirmations on stationery.
And the stationery is beautiful. Like, I've seen them. I'm always I should order something. I should order something. But no, her stuff is really, really good. Well, I say their stuff because
yeah,
got a partner. So definitely check out their Instagram as well. I'm sure you will, you will love what you see. And then finally, we've got our lovely
Ibby.
And yeah, I'm the owner of Omami.
Yes, and I'm sure you've seen Omami. Omami is cool. They do really lovely prints, African prints on, onesies and tops and hoods, hoodies and unisex. You've got men's stuff, men's stuff, women's stuff, girl stuff, boy stuff. Exactly. So definitely check it out and yeah, follow, like, bye. All right, so ladies, let's get into it. Today we are talking about how do you balance work and business and family. How do you actually balance doing all of those? And that could be whether you're married, whether you're single, because just because you're not married doesn't mean you don't have a family. Obviously you've still got your family, you've got your friends, and how do you balance that professional and personal life with a business?
I'll go first. For me, I think prioritizing is key. And for me, if I think about what is important for me, it's always family. Family is number one. So if I put my family first, I know that everything else needs to come second. Work. Work and then business. Yes, family comes first. And then obviously if I know from a priority perspective, when I go into work, I'm getting paid. I'm getting paid good money to do what I do. I need to make sure I'm putting in 100% when I'm at work, so I'm not bringing home work, which always is not always the case, but sometimes I try. I try to leave work at work. And then also making time, I have time for my business, which I don't know, might be as simple as maybe half an hour on Instagram, maybe just updating my feed, just to get a bit more reach out there. But I don't know, it is tricky. I guess it is tricky, especially with 2 kids. You need to know how to balance. I was saying to one of the ladies earlier, you need to wear many hats as a mum. And as a home carer, you need to be able to wear different hats.
For me, I think, so I have a full-time job. I'm an optician and I have my business, and obviously I'm a wife as well, and I can't say it's easy to kind of put everything together. So I believe that when I'm at work, that is my focus. I'm at work, I need to do my work, and that's where my focus should be at that time. When I'm at home, I'm not thinking about work. Sometimes I think about my business when I'm at home, but my main thing is when I'm at home and I'm doing family things, that's where my focus should be on. So I try and separate them from each other as much as I can, because I think if I try and merge a lot, I will get very confused. So I like to sort of put things into their places, and it kind of works for me.
Would you say you're quite organised?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm not organised.
I'd love to be way more organised, but I think if that's the way that I allow my brain to think, then I will achieve more. So I work 4 days a week full time. And then so the days off I have, I know that my Mondays should be designated for work, for my business in terms of work. So that is how I kind of put the balance together, rather than sort of take from my family time. I've chosen to have the 4 days full-time work, have that one or 2 days in the week where I can focus on my business, and then everything else will be.
Well, for me, if I'm honest, I don't have that. Well, I won't say luxury, because obviously you're working full-time, but I have to work 5 days a week. It's part of my training, part of my work, it's part of what I do. I do feel guilty. That mum guilt does kick in, but I have to take away from family time, sorry. Because so 4 Wives is the project that I'm working on at the moment, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot to, book you guys to, because you guys are busy, as you all mentioned. You guys all have families, all have businesses, all have projects, jobs, things that you're doing. So to find the schedule and the time to actually make this happen, set it up, find a location, then that's not even talking about editing. Editing alone is like a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then all the social media, because you have to follow other businesses, other brands, and keeping up with all of that. There's no other way to do it but to slot that into my day. And what I tend to try and do is find at least an hour, 2 hours somewhere just to do something. So if today it's make sure you contact 10 mums or 10 women, then that's what I do. That's my priority for that day. I do feel guilty because sometimes I feel like, oh, you're on Instagram and, you know, the baby's there, she's playing, they want to play with the baby, but otherwise it just doesn't get done. Like I have 3-4 days where I don't do anything, you know, in regards to the business, because obviously work will always get done. You get up, you go to work, but then regarding the business there isn't any
the back burner.
exactly,
Especially if it's not your main source of income.
Exactly.
It definitely does. And if you want your business to thrive, you have to kind of be able to find the time to do it. Otherwise you won't. Literally, it just won't happen.
It will just sit there. And because I actually started Four Wives over a year ago, and it started off as a podcast. Little back history. So Four Wives started as a podcast. But where I went back to uni, and I was, you know, obviously working my dissertation, and I was actually working full time alongside that, and I now had a baby. There was no way I could work on, you know, recording and editing and booking time and looking for locations. There was no way. So that literally took a back seat for a year. I saw the time just ticking away. Last post was, you know, and it hurt me because it's something I'm passionate about. But I do feel bad because I'm taken away from.
I try to be very organised as much as I can. I work full time as well, so Monday to Friday. I'm a co-founder of Hyphen London. I also have a family, and I also work with a group of young people on the side. I literally have to plan my days. I have to say Monday after work, after my 9 to 5. I'm going to do 2 hours of Hyphen London. On Tuesday, I'm going to catch up with family. On Wednesday, I'm going to catch up with friends. On Thursday, I'm going to do youth work. On Friday, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. I literally need to plan my week. And be disciplined. And even if I'm feeling a bit tired and I feel a bit lazy, I need to stick to my schedule. And there's some times where I need me time. I just don't want to do nothing.
Anything.
I know sometimes I feel slightly guilty, but I feel like I had a schedule. I've worked on Hyphen this week. I've done X, Y, and Z this week. I've seen my family this week. So I don't feel too bad when I'm just having some me time. So I literally, the way it works for me, I literally need to plan my week. Say this day I'm doing this, this day I'm doing that, and follow that plan. It's difficult, and I think for me the beauty is having a co-founder for Hyphen London. So when I'm slacking, she picks up the work, and when she's not available to do some work, I can pick up the slack. It's beautiful having having a partner, because it's difficult. I can imagine how difficult it is working on it by yourself.
For me, probably not as organised. Definitely nowhere near. But again, for me, it's all about prioritising. I know I cannot say it so enough times actually. I work in IT, I work as a consultant, so I freelance to some big companies, and I basically go in and I have a project that I'm meant to be working on. I need to deliver within a certain time. And I have this business I do on the side, which is Ming's Hair. And I work with 3 other ladies. We do this empowerment program for women trying to get their foot into the door, like the IT industry. So I know from that perspective, on Thursdays, my Thursdays are booked. Thursday from 8:30 till 10, we do this webinar. We do webinars for these young women trying to get their foot into the door. Monday to Friday, work stuff. I know from 8 till 5 I am at work. I think with work for me, it's just all about focus. I try not to get distracted. I was saying to Miss Nikki here that I've turned off all of my notifications. I get no notifications whatsoever. So if I haven't responded to you, it's because I get nothing from WhatsApp, missed calls. No.
Wait, even WhatsApp?
Even WhatsApp, I'm sorry. So with work, I try to make sure I'm making the most of the hours I have at work.
So you don't take it home.
Exactly. Once I get distracted, I'm like, oh my God, what's happening on Instagram now? I know when I go on Instagram, it's in my own time. Or when I'm responding to messages, it's in my own time. I actually have time now.
So disciplined though.
It has taken a while. It has taken a while. So sometimes my mum is trying to reach me, or she has the kids, and she's like, I've called you like 10 times. I'm like, I'm really sorry, I get no notifications. I know it could be risky that something has happened, but I found, yes, that it helps me focus a lot, especially at work. My job is so demanding, is so demanding. Family time is weekends. I think that's the time I get for friends as well. So if you haven't spoken to me or heard from me Monday to Friday, it's because I'm working and there's other stuff happening, keeping the home. Saturday, Sunday is for my family and my friends. Typically we'll do something together as a family on Saturday, and maybe Sunday I end up catching up with friends. It is tricky, and sometimes it is a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
But then, in all of that, I then think, what is your husband or your partner, like, what is your other half thinking? There's time for me. I know you said Saturday and Sunday, but these men can be selfish. It's like, because I know as a friend I'm selfish. So can you imagine me as a wife? Where's my time? And I just think
Instagram again.
Yeah, exactly. It's like what you're doing. Because to them, it's like, even though we know that it does help with the business,
they
like
don't get it.
They don't get it. They don't get it. They just see you on the phone and you're just on the phone. That's all they know.
My husband, he's used to it now, because he's like, oh, I know it's something says I'm just going to leave you alone, because you spend too much time on Instagram. And Jotham, that's the name of my eldest, he's now started to, like, he's so social media savvy. Like, YouTube is his thing. He doesn't go on Instagram, but YouTube, he can find whatever he wants on YouTube. He's like, he's copying you. You need to set a good example. I'm like, I need to plan my feed, so I'm not having to do this at work, or I don't have to do it at any other time. But the husband, he is quite understanding in that.
I think it's important that they are. When I first was on Instagram, my husband used to be like, what is this thing that this woman is all, she'll wake up, she'll pray, just and go on Instagram. Literally Instagram, to the point he just didn't understand it, and now he's joined Instagram.
Oh, he's joined?
Yes, I think he now understands the slight obsession with it, but he's not as bad as me. But I think understanding is really important, and I think that people need to understand that a lot of the time when it comes to social media, you're not doing it for the sake of just being on it. You're doing it for the sake of what it could bring to your business. And sometimes it just looks like you're playing on your mobile phone. Really, no, you're looking at what angle can I next go to? Who can inspire me? Am I missing something that could make my page a bit better? And those are sort of questions that run through my head when I'm looking at other people's pages. So it's a lot more than just sitting on your phone and just looking dilly-dally and say, all you men out there were listening.
It's work.
It is work.
So, the next thing I was going to go on to was, would you give up your career? So your partner's like, you're spending too much time on Instagram, all you're doing is mixed hair, this is all you're talking about, this is all your time is going to this thing.
Okay.
I just think it's too much. It's not bringing in any income. I think you need to stop.
I know.
You are. Sorry.
I was asking willingly, not because he suddenly won the lottery and he no longer had to work, no.
I need to understand that.
or it's just a case of, look, I think mommy's taking you away from me too much.
Okay.
I want my wife back, I want you to be with me. I want, in the evening, you're my wife. Friday, all day, you're my wife. I think mommy needs to go.
I think
I wouldn't just pack it up because, I'm too busy. I would definitely make time for what I care about. So regardless of how busy I am, I will make time for what I care about.
I think I would need a little bit more than just I need you to give it up, because I think we'd need to sit down and discuss why you pick that, number one, and just sort of map out where you think that it is going wrong, or and then I sort of put my points on the table as well, and we sort of come to a decision together. I think it's very important that everybody has and keeps their own identity. I think that if something makes you genuinely happy and it's your passion, that it's not really fair for anybody to tell you that you should stop it unless it's something you genuinely want to do. So I believe that it would have to be a serious discussion, and you'd have to sort of get to the point where you both understand where each person is coming from, and maybe he needs to be a little bit more understanding as to why you're doing it, or where you see, or the projection of it, because Rome wasn't built in a day. So if you're expecting me to be like Gucci and I'm not there yet, but that doesn't mean I'm never going to get there.
No,
so you need to understand my vision, and that's what I believe. So I think it would definitely need a serious discussion, and I don't think my husband would tell me to stop that. I think he would sort of make suggestions, maybe get a bit of help, or you know, maybe just do it on certain days where, you know, but I don't think he would ever tell me to stop something that he knows that I'm very passionate about. And vice versa, I wouldn't. So I think that's
similar to Abby. I need to understand the why. My job is to ask what whys. I ask a load of questions. So I'll need to understand why. Why would you want me to give up my job? Is it actually feasible? I think we'll need to do some sort of, I don't know, benefit analysis, pros and cons. Because currently, as it stands, we need both our incomes to maintain the type of lifestyle that we want. I mean, it's not, I'm not saying we can't do it on one, but no, like those dreams and those goals will just be further and further and further away. So if it's not practical, if I don't think it's practical, man, we're going to sit down, we'll go. tell me why.
What is it?
Sometimes it's always better, let's put them down, because you might just think, oh, this is what I'm thinking, but until you start to see the figures and the facts down, you're not really able to make an informed decision. So put down your pros and cons. Is it feasible? Can we actually do this on one person's salary? Am I doing it? Am I asking you to quit your career for selfish reasons because I just want you at home, or is it a pride or ego thing? Like, what is your reason?
And sometimes you open the other person's eyes to certain other things, because someone can look at what you're doing and think, oh, maybe it's just a hobby or something that you're not necessarily really passionate about, but they're passionate about. But then when you speak and voice yourself, you're like, oh my God, you actually really, really care about this. And then that also makes them feel like, you know what, how can I help them? What can I do? So I think that it's really important to have that conversation.
Definitely.
100%.
And I think when your husband understands your vision and when you communicate that with him, he would never tell you to give up like something you're passionate about or your vision. Like I don't think someone who loves you will say that if they understand your vision. So it's important that that communication happens and you map out your vision with your husband and you share that with him.
But it also helps if we're realistic with our own visions as well. I think that if, like you said, it isn't making you money and it isn't necessarily going down even the path that you want, you've got to learn how to make slight adjustments to either see how it is going to make you money. Because if it's just taking from you and not actually being productive, why is there really a reason why you're doing it? Or is there a better way that you could be doing it? So we have to be real with ourselves and sometimes think, do you know what, this actually isn't the way that I saw it going, so should I stop, maybe reevaluate and come back to it like what you did? I think that's amazing. I think there's nothing wrong with stopping, but it's not giving up. You haven't given up on your dream. You've come back better, as far as I'm concerned. I think this is amazing. So, you know, I think we can all do sometimes with just taking a little bit of a break and thinking, okay, that hasn't worked that way. How can I make it better the next time I come back? So it's a learning curve.
On that note, I think we're going to wrap up. No, but thank you so much for actually joining the conversation. Thank you for giving, sharing your experiences, your thoughts, your ideas on how to manage all the juggling that we have to do. But thank you all for actually watching. I'm going to say thank you for joining in, because I know you're going to comment below. You're going to subscribe, you're going to like, Okay, so thank you all for watching. I'm going to put everyone's Instagram handle so you can follow them on Instagram. And do any YouTube pages? No? Any other social media pages?
No.
Twitter?
Give them a Twitter as well,
Yeah.
Twitter? Yeah.
But okay, so I'm going to put all the social media handles down in the description box as well, so make sure you follow. I'm sure everyone's going to have some sales soon.
Yes.
Because I need to buy some tins. So thank you again for joining us. Bye guys. See you next time.
Bye.